Alright. Started. Right. In season, out season. I need that one first, yeah? Right. Alright. To the book, man. Alright. But the Hebrew Israelites come out week in, week out, prophesy the downfall of this wicked society. Okay? NATO, the EU, Russia, America, China. Alright? Tell you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you're the children of the Most High. And if you don't come back to them, you're going to get put to death among these heathens when who you call Jesus Christ comes back. Okay? I'm going to open up real quick. You hold that? Right. Kahala Yahaba Sham Yashai, Mashinaba Quadzaqanyam, Shalawam Wakanan, Lahaba Kaya, Wa Akyam. All praise to the Most High Yahweh for his son Yashai. Double honors to the elders that continue to labor in truth and sincerity. And Shalawam to the Akim and the elect that continue to labor in these works as well. Okay? Now obviously it's raining out here, and the Bible's got scripture to back up everything it talks about. The same scriptures that you don't actually hear in your churches. Go and drop that one for me, yeah? Be instant, in season, out season. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Right, and that's what we do, alright? The true Israelites that push these works, the true, hopefully elect, they push these words in season and out of season. Okay, so we're out here, rain, sleet, snow, hell and high water. Okay? Because when winter comes around as well, you've got certain man, they're limited stock camps. So they don't come out in the winter season, or if it's too hot, they don't come out. I know certain man, yeah they do man, they don't come out if it's too hot. You understand? But I know certain man that would only go to certain areas where there's shade. You understand? I know what I'm talking about as well. And if that guy watches this video, he knows what I'm talking about him as well. Certain man will only go to certain places if there's like a bit of shade or something. Okay? So, yeah man, in season, out season, doesn't matter whether there's, shade in that spot where you can hide under, where man can hide his ass. Alright? You go out there and put yourself on the front line. That's what the Bible says, present yourself as a living sacrifice. Okay, go on. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Right, and that's the difference between us Israelites and your church pastors. Alright? We preach the word and we're instant, in season, out of season. Okay? Go on. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Alright, reprove, rebuke. Alright? With all long suffering and doctrine. Alright? That's why we're out here. We're out here to tell you Israelites, to rebuke you, to reprove you, and show you where you're going wrong, so you can come back to your power, who is Yahweh, not God, because God is just a title. And Jesus just means Savior. Okay, go on. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers. Right, and that's what's happened. Alright, this sound doctrine, get me, Deuteronomy 4 and 6. The Bible tells you that this is a sound doctrine. Alright, it'll be for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, aka the Israelites, for a sight in the midst of the heathen nations, so that they can say who can come up against these people and their wisdom. Go on, let's read that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 6. Keep therefore, start from 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me. Right. Who's that? Moses. Right. He's been taught statutes and judgments. He wasn't given Christianity or Islam, okay, or Buddhism or Hinduism, or all these other religions. He was given statutes and judgments. All right. That's what this book is about. It's a book of statutes and judgments and laws. Okay. Go on. I'll finish this one first. But you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Right. You'll keep those laws in the land that you go to possess it. Okay? That's why you Israelites are the only ones that are subject to the laws. That's why you're the only ones that can break the laws. Okay? If you weren't given laws, that's why there's something called diplomatic immunity. Because if you're from a so-called foreign land, okay, you have that diplomatic immunity because them laws don't apply to you. You understand? Those laws don't apply to you. Okay? So them heathens, you could say they have diplomatic immunity because these laws of the Bible don't apply to them. So the promises don't apply to them. Which means that when the world calls Jesus Christ comes down, they're going into slavery. Alright? They're going to get hit with them nukes in World War III. And the ones that survive, we're going to drag them out on them Area 51s and them spots. And they're going to be the first to drink of that cup of slavery. Okay? Read that again. Behold, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Right, these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Okay, if I read it again. This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Right, there you go. This Bible is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the heathen nations that are around about you. Okay, the Caucasian man, the Indian man, the Arab man, okay, Chinese man, the Hamitic African man. Okay? That's why you got Muslims, what is it, Muhammad, sitting at the feet of the Israelites and cherry picking their laws. Okay? That's what he did. That's why now the so-called Arab and the Muslim woman, they cover up. Because where did they get that from? They don't eat pork. They pray, what is it? They try and pray, what is it, 5 times a day, this and that. Face the east when they pray. You understand? Where did they get that from? They got that from the Israelites, because Muhammad sat down at our feet and he, what is it, scribbled down whatever he could hear. Okay? But you only find out if you do that history. You do that research. What's the Bible say? Israel is the former of all things. Okay? Go on. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right, that's what the heathens will do. They will hear our statutes and our laws saying, don't eat pork. Okay? You've got to face Jerusalem when you pray. But what the heathens did, what the Muslims do, because there was tensions between the Muslims and the Israelites, they stopped following the Israelites' laws and started facing Mecca instead. And then they have the audacity to say, what, Islam is the only way. That's ridiculous. That's like me learning from my brother here, and then afterwards telling my brother here to come and follow me. But I learned from him. So in order for me to know more, I'd have to keep learning from you while you're following me, which is backwards. You understand? Go on. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them? Right. If I read that again, I'll slack you. Deuteronomy continuing from 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? Right. Which power, the living power, which other God is round about for their nations? For the living power is only for the nation of Israel. Do you understand? That's what that means. Alright? Get me Deuteronomy chapter, 32, verse 8. Okay? What does that mean? That means that the gods of the heathen nations, they're wood and stone. That's what they pray to. Christians pray to the, what is it, a wooden cross. And the Muslims, they pray to what? That stone. The black Kaaba stone, which is a meteorite. Alright? Go on, man. You can't dispute this Bible. Go on. 32 verse 8. You got it, yeah? Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, right, when the Most High separated the sons of Adam, which is the 18 nations today, okay, so-called Caucasian man, the Arab man, Chinese man, Japanese man, the Hamitic Africans, okay, not the West Africans, because they're actually Israelites, majority of them, alright, and the nation of Israel, which altogether they make up 18 nations. So read that again. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, right, the Most High, our God, divided to the heathen nations their inheritance. Okay, because he created the heathen nations, but he doesn't deal with them. So what does that mean? What are their purpose? Their purpose is to serve you Israelites. But because you broke the laws of the Most High, he delivered you unto your enemies. That's why the heathen nations are in your community now, selling you your food, they're selling you your food, your hair, your products. Okay? They were created to rule, what is it? To serve you. They were created to serve you. Read that again. Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set bounds, according to the nation of Israel, right? Of the people according to the nation, to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Right, so what does that mean? That means that our God gave the Chinese man dragons, and he goes and worships dragons. Gave the Christians, what is it? The wooden cross. Let them go and worship who? Cesare Borgia. Alright? He was but merely a man. The Arabs? He gave them that stone, the meteorite. And now they're worshipping a meteorite, the Kaaba stone. Alright? That's our God. Our God gave the heathen nations their gods. Alright? The Havites, the Egyptians, he gave them what? He gave the Egyptians Amun Ra and Set and all that bullshit. You understand? All them gods, the Egyptians have all them gods, and not a single one could come and save them. They can't even save themselves. They're up there in the British Museum. You understand? Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 36. For the Lord shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat of the fat of the sacrifices and drank wine of their drink offerings? Right, what does that mean? Because you're sacrificing when you're praying to whoever it is, when you're praying to, what is it, Jesus Christ or Allah, when you pray and say thank God for this food, that's what it means. It means that God took part of that feast. If I read it again, slack it on. This is Deuteronomy from the King James Bible. This is Deuteronomy chapter 16, chapter 32, verse 36. For Yahweh shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are their gods? Right, that's our God, the living power, Yahweh, mocking you Israelites that are following the heathen nations' religions. Okay? So when all hell breaks loose, and that economy finally crashes, as it says in what? Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1, and downwards, alright? When our God brings all hell on this planet, right, he's going to say, oh, where's Jesus Christ? That's what he's going to be saying up on his throne. Where's Allah to come and save you? Where's Jesus Christ to come and save you? He's making mockery of you Israelites. He don't give a shit about the heathen nations. Okay? But it's you Israelites he gives his damn about. That's why you lot are being punished. Okay, go on. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted? Right, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted? Because what do the Muslims do? They go around the Kaaba stone and they kiss the Kaaba stone and this and that madness. And they were doing that before Muhammad was even on the scene. And you got a lot of Israelites that are into Islam. There's a guy here the week before last week, and they had to bounce. Okay? Because he had the audacity to try and contend with the people of the book. That's what the Quran says. The Quran says, do not contend with those that are of the book. And who was those that are of the book? The Israelites. Alright? He knew that was it. He's trying to go up against these teachers, the Israelites, which is ridiculous. Okay, so that got shut down. Well, my man had to tear and dash. Alright, read that. Go on. Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. Alright, that's what that's like it. Can you read that again so it's nice and fluid, yeah? This is Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 37. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 37. Alright? This is the God of the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans. This is what he's saying to you lot that are in the heathen nations religions. Go on. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat of the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you and be your protection. Right, so let Cesare Borgia, alright, who you call Jesus Christ, in your churches, let him come down and save you. Alright? Let Allah come and save you in the time of the calamities. In the time when it comes, you're forced to take the mark of the beast. Let Jesus Christ come and save you, man. You understand? But it's not going to happen. Because you've been force-fed lies. But the Bible says your eyes shall now see your teachers. Give me that Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. Our God give the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. Their teachers shall no more be hid into a corner, but then I shall now see thy teachers. And your teachers are austere men, and they're young as well. Go on. This is Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. And may the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. Right, so you Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans, and Mexicans and North Americans, right, even though you're the Israelites of the Bible, you're going through all these afflictions because you broke the laws of your God and he delivered you unto your enemies unto this day. Because what is it? It says in, I think it's Baruch or Malachi, we're in captivity unto this day. Right. Right, why don't they read that in the churches? The Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans are in captivity unto this day. When they tell you, oh, love and Jesus and everything, God is love, this and that. But yet what? What is love? If you smack your kids, is that not love? Isn't chastisement love? When the Bible says God chastises those who he loves. So if you Israelites are in captivity right now because you broke his laws, he loves you. That's why he's smacking you, alright? Because if he didn't love you, he wouldn't care about you. Like the heathen nations. They haven't been punished yet for what they did to the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans. When you Israelites get right, he's going to put his hand on these heathen nations that touched you. That's why it says in, what is it, 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, seeing it's a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to those that troubled you. And who is that you? That's you Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans. Okay? The 2/3 you're going to get put to death. That's why it says what? Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for great, what is it? Wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go therein. And that's the Christian churches, the mega churches, alright, the potter's vessel, and what is it? The clay maker and all them hands and all that, Benny Hinn, and all that. Go on, it's like you. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse, I'll start from 24. A wild ass, it's like 25. Withhold thy foot from being unshod, and thy throat from thirst. But thou saidest there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go. Right, that's the nation of Israel. Okay, for you have loved strangers, and after them shall you go. Because when our God took you out of the land of Egypt, and he gave you his laws by his servant Moses, when he put you in that glory state, then you trusted in your glory, and not him that gave you that glory. Okay? Go on. Also, we also try to follow after the heathen nations by usurping over us kings when the Heavenly Father was dealing with us directly. Fantastic, exactly. Because what is it? Yeah, man, and that shows how much our God loves us. Because every time the nation of Israel looked at what the heathens had and said, oh, we want that as well, he gave them it. But in righteousness, the heathen nations had a king over them. Oh, we want a king over them. But you had the living power over them. But because our God loves them, he said, okay, fine, I'll raise up a king for you. He's David. Alright? And when who called Jesus Christ come down, who's going to be your king over you? Okay? And you still went off. Go on. Continuing. Verse 26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets. Verse 27. Saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. Right, that's what your Christian church is saying. Thank you, Jesus. You understand? Hallelujah. Right, and to a stone as well. That dumb stone. Wallahi. You understand? I'm saying that. If you go back to Wood Green or another foundation again, I'm going to bump into them man again. Trust me, though. We're going to find out more when we get into that book. But go on, man. Saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. Right, it's like it. And that's what a lot of the northern tribes of Israel, the Puerto Ricans, Mexicans and that's what they do with the, what is it? Mary and baby Jesus. They do the little cross thing, alright? And they pray to the statue, man. Go on. That's why, on top of that, what's that big statue of Cesare Borgia? What's that in Rio de Janeiro? Yeah, that's why it says here, sanctuary stone that has brought me forth, because they worship Cesare Borgia. And the Caucasian, he puts that up there to have our people dumbed down, because he knows that Ephraim is joined onto idols.
The devil's a liar.
He does that at a young age as well. Alright? Shalak Ryan, that little Edomite demon fan. Alright? Let one of them wheels come off from Busty's clock. Go on. Go on. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face, but in the time of their trouble they will say, arise and save us. Read that again, go on. Verse 27, Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 27, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble they will say, arise and save us. Right, that's what you lot say. Alright, what does our mum say? Oh, I have my God. Cesare Borgia, Jesus Christ. Alright? And then you got check that into Islam. You understand? But when the time of tribulation comes, you're going to say to him, save me Jesus. Save me Allah. You understand? Go on. No, the Heavenly Father mocks the hard. But, and save us. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. Right. Where are your gods that you worship? Let them come and save you in the time of tribulation. When the mark of the beast comes around, let Jesus Christ take away that temptation to take away that mark. Get me Revelations 3 and 10, man. You understand? Let Allah take away that temptation to take the RFID chip in your hand. Yeah, get me the Revelations 3 and 10, but read that again. Read that again, man. You understand? Because that's hard, man. That's our God mocking you Israelites that are into the heathen nations' religions. Okay, go on. But also, slack here, if I can answer that. Where it says the gods that thou hast made thee, because those Christians say, I have found Jesus, and I have, what is it? They say, I have chosen him. So if you've chosen it, that means you've made it. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble, for according to the number of the cities, of thy cities are the gods of Judah. So as many cities there are that Judah dwell in, that's how many gods there are that they worship. Like a numerous amount. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come up upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? Because we have kept the word of our God's patience, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, he shall keep us from the hour of temptation that he's coming to bring down on this planet. So read that again, where it says, where are the gods that you've chosen? Where is Allah and Jesus Christ and Buddha and where is it, Shiva, that you've chosen, which is you Israelites, that you've chosen them gods, mainly Jesus and Allah? Where are them gods to save you from the tribulation that the living power is coming to bring on this planet? Where is he? In fact, where is he now? A lot of you Christians say that you're saved. Saved from what? Rational thought. Are you not still served by your enemies?
They believe they've got eternal life already.
They think they have, what is it, unlimited grace. Like this is EE. Go on, man. Just like if I could, even someone, what's that? When you came to my yard, they had that blessed day, yeah, and they said, oh, they got eternal life already. I know someone that's got, I know someone that's got a peanut allergy, yeah. That's a so-called Christian that says, oh, she's saved already. So I was like, okay, cool. If you're saved already and you've got eternal life, why don't you eat some peanut butter? You know what I'm saying? If you've got eternal life, that means you can live. Obviously, you don't have eternal life. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 27. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat of the fat of the sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Right, and what do you Christians say? Jesus is my rock and my guidance, yeah? Read that again. That's our God taking a piss out of you. Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted? Right, where is your God in whom you have trusted? Give me, what is it? Give me, what is it? Psalms, is it Psalms 1? Why did the heathen rage and the people imagine the same thing? Alright? Because I know that's talking about mainly the heathens You understand? That could apply to you Israelites as well, man. You Israelite heathens, because heathen means that the heathen nations, and it also means land dweller as well. Alright? Did you get the Isaiah 30:20?
Yeah, I read it.
Alright. Yeah, let's finish that then. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20, I'll run through. And now the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. Right. But our God give the Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. Alright, because you're in captivity right now. Alright? You have to buy your drink and your food from the heathen nations. Alright? You've got to buy your clothes from the heathens. Alright? Go on. But then I shall see thy teachers. Right, your teachers shall not be hidden to a corner anymore, but your eyes shall now see your teachers. Alright, we're out here in front of your face. Because what's the Bible saying, what? Acts 5:48? Howbeit the God that made heaven and earth does not dwell in temples built with hands. So he's not in your churches. He's not in your masjid or your mosque. Okay? He doesn't dwell there. I think it says in, where is it? 1 Kings or 2 Kings 8:27? That the heavens can't contain the living power. So how can a little mud hut contain the ultimate being? Right. That's the disrespect that you Christians have. Because what is it? I think it's Romans 10, chapter 10, where it says they seek their own righteousness. Go on. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. Right, so when you're walking across, alright, and you hear us blaring out these scriptures, which is the living water, not that stagnant backwards water that you get in a Christian church, when it dunk you down in there, you think you're baptized and now you're consecrated, you understand, which is madness. Okay, this is the living water. That's what it says in what? Psalms 119:9. How should a young man cleanse his way? By the washing of the word. Not being dunked in some stagnant pool water. Okay, go on. And then ear shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. Right. That you shall hear a word saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. That's what you're hearing now. Okay. Even when we go to our other foundations, you understand? People don't come up. That's fine. In fact, mainly guys that come up. You know? But if you understand it, it's calm. Okay? At least you're hearing this word and at least you understand it. Even if you don't have the confidence to come up and ask questions. Okay? Go on. Because you're not gonna get these questions answered in your churches. Trust me. Get me, what is it? Get me Hebrews 5:12. When the time that you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teacher again. Okay? Because new wine can't go in old bottles. You got that one. Go on. This is Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. Right. The time that you ought to be teachers is when you become an adult. Okay? You have need that one teach you again. An old dog can learn new tricks. Go on. Which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. Right, it's the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. Because another thing that does, being an older person, alright, what that does is it tests your humility. Are you humble enough to be able to learn from someone that is younger than you and more learnt than you? That's what that means. And a lot of you Christians cannot do that. You can't tolerate that at all. Okay? And I know that from personal experience. A lot of you Christians get vaporized when you have the audacity to come up here on a wicked side. Alright? More times some of them come up and they understand, but there's some older ones that come up and think that they know more, and then they get drip cut within the scriptures and they don't like it. Because what's the Bible say? The words of the Most High is quick and sharp, and quick and sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting even to the divided asunder in the soul, in the spirit. That's what I was. When you get cut up with these scriptures, you can't even sleep more time. You can't even think. I can't believe it. That young guy cut me up today with those scriptures. Man can't even eat right and he gets yard. You understand? Go on. For the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God. Right, that's the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. Go on. And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Right. So just because you're an adult doesn't mean you understand the doctrine we still got to give you the milk first before you can receive the meat. Okay? And one of the main difficult things is the Gentiles. A lot of you can't understand that there's two sides to the word Gentile. And Gentile is the heathenistic nations, alright? And the other side to that is an Israelite that's doing the customs of the heathen nations. Okay? Like a coconut. A black guy that's acting like a so-called white guy, he's a coconut. When he stops doing that, he's not coconut anymore. So an Israelite that's behaving like a heathen, eating pork, dressing like them, you understand? We call them a Gentile. When they stop behaving like a Gentile, they're not a Gentile anymore. It's that simple. Right? But this is too difficult for you not to understand, because this is called the straight gate, which is a place of difficulty. Your church is at a wide gate. Right? And that's the place of death and destruction and that eternal fire. Alright? That you ironically are trying to get out of. Get me Romans 11:7. For Israel have not found that which is seeking for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. That's why you're in your churches and you're in your mosques. Because our God has blinded you so that your ass is condemned, because you're wicked. And He don't want you to understand this doctrine. Okay, go on. This is Romans chapter 11 verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which He's seeking for. Right, Israel have not obtained that which He's seeking for. That's why you got Israelites in all different type of doctrines. You got Israelites that are into Egyptology. That Malachi Z. York rubbish. Okay? You got Israelites that are into Islam, once again. Israelites that are into Christianity, the main ones. Cities which are Israelites that are in where's it? Gujarat and the Middle East. Okay? They're into what? Allah as well, but they're into Buddhism and Hinduism. And those are the cities that are in Gujarat. Those are Israelites. Okay? They've not obtained what they seek it for. What do they seek for? They seek the Most High. But this time round, He's not saving all of Israel. Get me, keep that, but get me, what is it? Oh gosh, Esdras. You know the one that says, I've kept me a grape of the cluster? Let the rest perish then that were born in vain. You know that one I'm talking about. Here, grab it here. I got it marked down. You got it, yeah? Because this time round, He's not saving all of Israel. That's why the Bible says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, what about those that the Most High is not even dealing with? Okay? Esdras. Yeah. Yeah, you can keep that one as well. Yeah, read that one first, then we go to the one that I wanted, yeah? Go on, chapter 8. 2nd Esdras chapter 8, start 1, yeah? This is 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Right, that's where you get the talk about the second death, which is then nukes, World War III. What is that? Revelations 11 and 14? The second world has passed, and the third world hasteth to come. Paraphrasing roughly. Because little do you know, the Bible talks about World War I, 2 and 3. But your eyes haven't been open to be able to understand that doctrine. Okay? So this world here is for many, but the next world is for few. Okay? Because a lot of the Israelites are going to die on this side. 2/3, as it says in what? Zechariah? Chapter 13, verse 4. I think. 2/3 shall be cut off therein, but the 1/3 shall be saved. Go on. I will tell thee in similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that goeth cometh of, even so is the course of this present world. Right. And look, let me see. It says much mold thereof, the earth giveth much mold, and earthen vessels are made, but little dust that goeth cometh of. And that's symbolic. Because the earth is what? Everyone else in general, but the gold represents what? The elect of the nation of Israel. Because the Bible says what? They shall be tried through the fire. Acceptable men are tried through the furnace of affliction. And to try gold and to try silver, what do? You put it in fire to test to see if it's genuine and to see if it's for real. Alright? That's the elect of the nation of Israel. That's who's going to be saved. As it says, through the work which Jesus Christ said, he's coming back to save the elect. He's not coming back to even save all of Israel. He's coming back to save the elect of Israel. Okay? So the Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans, that don't understand their own doctrine, they're going to get put to death with the heathen nations. Okay? But at the end of the day, you're still Israelites, so the happy ending is the fact that you're going to come through the kingdom as a baby. Alright? Go on.
There'll be many created, but few shall be saved. Yeah, Zechariah 13:8 is speaking about. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that God cometh from. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created.
Right, that's what we just explained. That's the course of this present world. Okay? Go on.
There be many created, but few shall be saved.
Fantastic. Why ain't your Christian churches telling you that? The scripture was 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 18. Just hold that on deck, yeah? Why ain't your Christian churches telling you that? Read that again, though. There'll be many created, but few shall be saved. There it is. Read the scripture nice and clear, yeah?
Yeah. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, chapter 8, verse 3.
For there be many created. Right, there are many created, right? Many people in Christian churches, into Islam and all those different religions. And what do the churches say? Everyone's going to be saved, isn't it? That's what the churches preach. Everyone's going to be saved? Even the heathen nations. Go on.
There be many created, but few shall be saved.
But few shall be saved. That's coming straight out the Bible. Because the scripture says, if any man should speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. Many be created, but few shall be saved. 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are the children of the Most High, you're going to get put to death with the heathen nations. Because you don't want to understand this doctrine. Okay? It's too hard for you to understand. More time, a lot of them are going to humble themselves, but that's why the Bible says, in the time of their calamity, they shall seek me early. Because when the shit hits the fan, then they're going to be like, oh, what's the Most High's name? What's Jesus' real name? But it's going to be too late. There's going to be a famine of the word, as it says in Amos, 9 and 11? You shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and you shall not find it. Okay? And the fair virgins of the young men shall faint in that day, for lack of thirst, because of the famine of the word. Alright? Go on, read that for me, please.
It's good, Bible strong is supposed to say. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 21. And I saw and spread it great. I'll start from 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it. And I saw and spread it greatly, and have kept me a grape of a cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then that was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with a great labour have I made it perfect.
Well, start up again, please.
This 2nd Ezra, it was 9 verse 21, yeah? Verse 21, and I'll go into it. Start at 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it.
Right, and that's the wickedness and the wicked avenues that our Israelite brothers and sisters are on right now. Alright? The wide gates, which are the ways of the heathen nations. Okay, and the fact that your greatest enemy, Esau, okay, who's ruling over you, which is these Caucasians today, alright, they're giving you these avenues to do wickedness. Okay? Go on.
Slack it on. Top of that, also the perils and the devices are basically the chip coming forth, this new world order that they're trying to push, yeah, and the guillotines that they got out in, and the devices that they got, like the biological warfare, the race wars that they're pushing. Those are the devices that they're pushing. That's why there's peril. That's why it says that we're living in perilous times. Because of the devices that will come into it. And I saw and spread it greatly, and have kept me a grape of a cluster.
Right, the Most High saw what was going on, and he spared this place greatly, and he kept himself a grape of the cluster. What does that mean? If I keep myself a grape of a cluster of grapes, that doesn't mean I'm taking all the grapes. I'm going to throw away the rest of the grapes, and I'm going to keep the ones that I like. Just like with everyone on this planet. Who the world called Jesus Christ isn't coming down for everyone. He's not even coming down for all of the nation of Israel, once again. In fact, grab me that in Zechariah. 2 first shall be cut off and die. Because it's good that I keep saying it, but like, obviously, you can't beat the words of the Most High. So let's read that. Cement that. Nice and clear. Okay? We're going to finish that. Our God kept himself a grape of the cluster, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? Let the rest perish then, and were born in vain. Alright? Go on. This is Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Right. So that's mainly talking about America. Okay? Because America is going to be the place of the lake of fire. Like in what? Hiroshima and Nagasaki? The smoke from them nukes going off is still billowing to this day. So when it's talking about that lake of fire, it's talking about the land of America. It's going to be rained down on with nukes. That's why I said that place is going to be, what is it? Them flames are going to be going up forever and ever. Alright? Fine. But the third shall be left therein, and I'll bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Right, even as the Akim read, that there's plenty of where is it? There's plenty of earth on this planet, but gold is very few. Can you read that one for me? You link that one back up, yeah? I want to go into that, let the rest perish then that were born in vain. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 2. I will tell thee a multitude, a similitude, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mould whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh from. Right, small dust that gold cometh from. And that gold is precious. This is the Akim read in what? Zechariah chapter 13. The one first shall be tried through the fire and shall be refined as gold. Okay? Let me finish that one before we go there. Let the rest perish then that were born in vain. Because that's what that means. You Israelites, that our God hasn't allowed you to understand this doctrine, it means that you were born in vain. Okay? You're just a simple peon Israelite. Go on. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then. Let the multitude perish then. Which is the rest of you. Go on. Which was born in vain. Right. Your whole existence is null. You're just going. Alright? Eat, sleep, shit, go church. Same shit every week. And somehow that's supposed to get you to the kingdom of heaven on your deathbed. Go on. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Right, let the multitude perish then that was born in vain. So you peons. And you Israelite peons as well. Go on. And let my grape be kept, and my plant for which labour have I made imperfect. Right, let the Most High's plant be kept, and with great labour he made it perfect. Did we finish the Romans 11 and 7? For the election have obtained it, for the rest were blinded. We didn't finish that, did we? Let's finish that. And then get me Ezra's chapter 15? Yeah, chapter 15. Go on. This is Romans chapter 11 verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it and the rest were blinded. Right, the election have obtained it and the rest were blinded. And the rest of that multitude that were born in vain. Okay, go on. According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Right, eyes that you should not see and ears that you should not hear, even unto this day. Okay? Because our God, he's not dealing with everyone. Christian church is a straight line to your face. Every time your pastor says that everyone's going to be saved, Jesus Christ, hallelujah, now pass the plate around, get them ducats in. Go on. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Right. That's the Israelites that don't want to understand. The heathen nations, this isn't for you. Alright? So, unless you want to find out your future, which is slavery. Okay? And trust me, your future under me it's going to be ridiculous. You don't want to be under me, I'll tell you that right now. You'd rather, trust me. Okay? You're better off being under this brother here than under me. You're going to call me the mad scientist. You know, like the wise men of Taman in Eden? And with the wise man of Yasharala. We get in the kingdom. No, it's like it. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. Right, that's what our God's done to you heathen Israelites, like it. You heathen Israelites, man. He's blinded your eyes, and he's bending your back always. Because this is not for you. You're the same Israelites talking shit to Moses, talking about, you should have let us stay in Egypt when we had corn and wine, and what is it, cucumbers and the leeks and all that. They didn't mind being in slavery. As long as they got their belly full. Go on.
Exactly. That's what they was murmuring against him, saying, oh, what, you took us out of Egypt to die first. You know what I'm saying? Because no, they wanted drink and that, and obviously that's why you had to break the rock and get the drink through the rock. And then Moses slipped up because obviously the, how can we say, the burden obviously of the nation of Israel, isn't it?
Well, it says that. David talked about that in Psalms, where they caused Moses to go off. They caused them to be angry, and Moses slipped with his tongue and said, must I...
Which one again?
Hmm?
You got it on Amazon?
Which one?
Yes. That was on Amazon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a decent book as well. Black Indians. Go on.
Yeah, I'll jump back to Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. I'll start from that, I'll continue to 9. And I will bring the third part through with fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Right. Because the Most High's name and his son's name is not for everyone. Okay? That's how we can be out here, we can be contending for this work for hours talking to people, and then you see them again, might even see them the next day. I ask them, what's the name of the Most High? They don't remember. Because it's not for them to keep in their mind. Okay? The name of the Most High is precious, that's why we use it sparingly. So with the Bible says, what is it? In Esdras, him that uses the name of the Most High liberally shall not be found unguilty. As a servant that is beaten with many stripes shall not be found without a blue mark.